Today we're going to do this truck's first oil change ever. It's 2024 Ram 3500 with Cummins in it. Truck just rolled 5,000 miles. Changing oil now just because the truck sat for a while, so the oil in the truck's over a year old probably. So I'm just going to get that out, and at the same time do the fuel filter and the water fuel filter up by the engine, just to have everything done at the same time. Oil change pretty easy on these Cummins for the most part. You just need a 3/8 ratchet. You need 3 gallons of oil. I use the Rotella T6. These 5th gen Cummins gotta have a little lighter oil in them, so I'm running a 540. I'm using OEM filters. That's the filter for the engine oil filter. There's the water separator filter. That's got a higher micron rating, and that actually fuel filters on the frame rail. Usually I don't have to change them this early, but I'm going to anyway. And also with all my vehicles, it's a little bit overkill, but I take a oil sample and I sent it to Blackstone Labs. It's great because there's something starting going wrong with the motor. You can they'll catch that, so before you have catastrophic damage. So the drain oil is pretty easy. Drain plug's right there, and all you gotta do is take a standard 3/8 ratchet and break it free. Obviously, gotta have a pan that can catch 12 quarts. Now with the oil analyst from Blackstone, they want it to run just for a second or two before you take your sample. Once it runs a little bit, just fill the supplied container for the oil, and then they send a prepaid envelope and all that stuff to send it back in. I think it's like $40 now to have that analyst done, but it's good to know, especially with the Vipers. We definitely always use it on the Vipers. All right, let it drain for about 20 minutes. Clean off the plug. It's ratchets. I'll move the oil pan over here where the oil filter's at. Unfortunately, on these 5th gens, you can't get the oil filter from the bottom frame cross members in the way, so it's got to come through the wheel well. So there's the oil filter on the 5th gen Cummins. It's in the right side wheel well. I had to actually take an oil filter wrench and break that filter loose because King Kong must be working at the engine factory putting the oil filters on. It was not budging. So now I should be able to reach in. It should only be hand tight. Drop it down. Not too bad. I drained for a second. I always check to make sure the gasket came off, because that'd be a bad day to double gasket. You have oil spraying everywhere when you fire it back up. Like I said before, I use the Mopar actually filters. I think Fleet Guard makes them for them. The 19 and up use a different filter than the 18 and below. So it's a Mopar MO285 for the oil filter. Now normally I would fill these oil filters to the brim with oil to kind of prime it a little bit, but seeing that you gotta send this at a filter almost all the way to the side, I'm only gonna fill it about halfway up. Is there some oil in there? I don't have to worry about spilling all over the place when I slide it through the wheel well. Let's see if I can feed this through without spilling too much oil. And looks like none came out. There you go, hand tight, no King Kong tightening of that one. Now use 3 gallons of the oil of your choice. With these, you can run either a 10W30, which seems light to me, or a 5W40. Seeing that we're in Wisconsin and we get some cold weather here, I run the synthetic 5W40. I said before, I use the Rotella T6 full synthetic. I actually use the exact same oil in the Vipers. And once you get your 3 gallons in, put your cap back on, and actually notice that they actually put the rating on the oil cap. I'll go inside, reset the oil change interval light, and then fire it up. Make sure we got oil pressure, and then come back and check the level of the oil. To reset the oil life monitor on this Ram, just put it into the run position, but don't start it. It's got 5,500 miles. Like I say, the oil in the truck's a year old. First oil change, I want to change it. So I change it through the EVIC here. So you scroll through the settings, come to this setting here, scroll over a couple. There's the fuel filter life. We'll change the fuel filter in another video. And there's your oil life. As you see, it had 63% left, but we changed it anyway, so we're going to reset that to 100. And that's all there is. Thank you.